What is up? It's Lip Service. I'm Angela Yee.
I'm Stephanie Santiago.
I'm Gigi Maguire.
And we got Philly's own Lee Mazin here.
Yes. What's up, ladies?
Hey,
Stephanie, if you don't turn your Snapchat off.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
The slurp, the dog ears.
I guess I should turn mine off too, huh?
Yeah, all right. So we were talking, and by the way, congratulations on Sisterhood of Hip-hop.
Thank you.
As we're all watching. Come on, ladies.
Sorry.
Y'all act like this is not your 67th episode.
Right.
Now, we were talking about this. Can you be in love with two people at the same time? So I want to get everybody's opinion on that, and then we're going to get to our tip of the day.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go first.
Yo, you go first, Lee.
I think it's possible. It has happened to me before.
Ooh, you was in love with two people?
Yeah. So
That got a little messy?
way too messy.
What happened? Did they know about each other? Or
They found out about each other, and it was like,
girl.
you don't love me like you love this one, and it's just too messy.
Did it make them want to break up with you, or did it turn into like a competition?
It was more like a competition.
So it kind of worked in your
messy.
favor.
Yeah, but it was like the extra side of it was kind of like, maybe I should just get away from both of these situations. But it is possible though.
How did they find out?
Social media.
Oh, damn.
That's the dead giveaway nowadays.
So they was leaving comments and
Yep, and then one saw the other, and it was just went from there.
they contacted each other?
No.
Okay, they just
It was
confronted
like
you, but they
through
never
me,
spoke
and
to
it
each
was
other.
like through friends, and no.
Did they say you had to make a choice?
Yeah, but then I couldn't. That's why I feel like you can't be in love with two people at one time.
So wait, tell us the great qualities that if you, because I'm assuming you made a list of pros and cons.
Yeah, then it was like, this one had this, and this one didn't, and then this one had that, and this one didn't. So you be kind of like, I kind of got like the best of both worlds. What am I supposed to do?
Right, you're both incomplete, but together you're a complete
So
package.
then I thought, yep. And then I thought maybe I should separate myself from both situations.
Right, and start all over.
And then I
Clean
tried
slate.
that, and it just was like, now I'm at the point where it's like, how she said, I got them all, bring them all.
Yeah.
So they both still lurking around.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, wow. You a player.
Good for you. All
I
right,
just
From the
crush a lot.
Himalayas.
I just crush a lot.
we're gonna get back to that with the tip of the day. But Stephanie, you said yes. Also, you could be in love with two people.
Yeah, I think that love is a crazy emotion. It's a crazy feeling, and I don't think you can control it. I don't
Yes.
think you could turn it on and off. When you really
Yes.
love somebody, you can, move on from one situation to another and fall in love, and still love the other person.
Yes.
So.
But what if you love somebody but you're hurting them because you're with somebody else?
Oh, well, I mean, in that case,
She said, "Oh well."
you can't. I mean, you can't really. It sucks. You don't want to hurt anybody,
But you can't control your
You can't
feelings.
control, what it is. I think even though you're in love with two people, I think you should choose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think, especially, I don't want to say for a man or a woman. I just think that you should choose if, you don't, unless they're cool with it, unless everybody could just be happy together, somebody has to go.
Somebody's got to go.
Somebody's always got to go.
Somebody's got to go
Yeah.
home.
Yes.
So I
You're
think
fired.
you should choose, but I mean, if you're single and dating,
See,
you know
now,
what
so
I mean?
that's the point that I'm at now.
Then
I'm
you
single
don't
and I'm
have to
dating.
choose. You can.
You just be straight up. I'm
Yes.
single. I'm dating.
Right.
Right. And your Alex, our friend, she does the lip service
Passport
blog,
Cuddy.
Passport Cuddy. She was saying today on Instagram, people nowadays move so fast. They we go on one date, we sleep together, and then boom, you're in a relationship.
Right.
You know
Although
what
I would say y'all said last week that if we sleep together, you're my boyfriend.
But I mean, that's not a serious thing. That's not
Yeah.
a serious relationship. Like you sleep with somebody and then you're like, oh, I don't want you fucking nobody else.
Right.
Like you just skipped over a whole process of
Getting to know
each
each
other.
other.
You know what I
So
mean?
maybe don't sleep with each other right away.
Yeah, or maybe
Sounds
sleep
good.
with each other right away, but
And
go
still
and
keep
date
it-
somebody else.
and
Sleep
still
with
keep
each other
it
right away.
Or have a
Still
certain,
keep it at that
certain
safe
level
pace.
of respect.
Yeah.
Like
Just
you
don't
can't,
put-
but you can't put too many boundaries on it so soon.
I just feel like when you're single, like you should enjoy that. Date as many people as you want. Maybe not fuck as many people as you want, but hey, if you want to fuck as many people as you want, fuck as many
ahead.
people as you want. Yeah.
Just don't lie.
And, I mean, and if you're keeping it, if you're being honest with somebody, like, hey, I love this person, but I love you too. I'm single. I
Right.
I hang out with you sometimes.
don't nobody wanna
hang out
hear that.
with them sometimes.
Right.
Gigi, what do you think? Can you be in love with two people at the same time?
Personally, I don't think that I can be in love with two people at the same time. And there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. And from my personal experience, I was dealing with two people at the same time. And I was in love with one, and I loved the other. I loved the other for different reasons, not the same reasons why I was in love with.
Now, I need y'all to be more specific about these reasons.
I mean, when you're in love with someone, it's just on a different level than just having love for someone. And me and this person, the other person, we were friends.
Okay.
And our friendship, was a very strong friendship, and we were friends with benefits.
So you loved him as a person.
But yeah, I just loved him for who he was, not, to be my lover.
Right. So
even though he was having sex, I wasn't in love with him.
But sexually, it wasn't as connected.
It wasn't. There wasn't that passionate connection. We had chemistry. We had a great friendship. We had a great bond. We talked about a lot. But
you squared it.
But no, I've never squared it.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But I wasn't in love with him.
All right. So for the tip of the day today, how do you choose when you have two people that you're dating, right? What are some of the things that you look at so that you can choose one over the other?
Well, I think first I felt like I was being selfish in the situation. And I feel like it's a part of like growing, because I wanted both of them, and I didn't want either one of them to have
You wasn't
anybody
being
else.
selfish, girl.
You was being both.
I think it was being selfish, but I don't know. It's kind of like you do gotta weigh, I guess, longevity. Who can you see yourself with for a long, like for?
And what are those
forever type of
qualities that
thing?
you look for if you say, okay, he has this, and that. This is why I could see myself with him in the long term.
Stability, ambition. I like people that's aiming for something, that has goals, that want more out of life. And stability.
Right. He likes stability, number one thing.
Definitely.
I think honesty is a good trait.
Of course.
For me, the person who sticks when I'm dating a couple different people, the person who sticks is the person who's the most consistent, the one who's always
I thought you
around.
were gonna say the one who gave you the biggest, the one who had the biggest dick.
I mean,
The one who consistently has the biggest dick.
The one who consistently fucks me with that big ass dick.
Nah, I feel like the one that's around the most always ends up sticking.
Just out of because he's the last man standing.
Default, by
the
default.
last man
By
standing.
default. He probably
I need
doesn't
a ride
have a
from the
lot to
airport.
do.
I need somebody to take me to the supermarket.
Yeah, can you bring me a milkshake?
But sometimes girls tend to like that guy that they have to chase down too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of a challenge. Sometimes we put ourselves in that situation when the one person that's always good and available, but like,
you take
hey.
advantage of them. And then you want the guy who don't really answer all the time, call you back hours later.
Right. Where the fuck was you at?
It's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
Because when you feel like you might be slightly being curved by a nigga, you try extra hard because you're like, oh, fuck, this nigga ain't about to curve me. Let me
like,
make sure
what's
that don't
going
happen.
on?
So you kind of go a little harder.
Because sometimes guys that don't treat you that good, that treat you really good, you be like,
You make up stuff about him. Like, I like him, but he nice, but
he too nice to his mom.
But
I
his
don't
ear's too pointy. His right ear too pointy. I don't like that right ear.
So what would you say, like, if you have to choose for the tip of the day between two guys, what are the things that you look for when you do the elimination? Who gets the rose?
Who gets the rose? I agree with Lee that you have to go for the long-term situation.
Yeah.
You know, which one of these guys can I really see myself being with?
What represents long-term, though? Like, besides stability, you said honesty, like, what else is long-term?
For me, my advice, because I always go with the one that's easier to keep. So go with go against what I'm doing. Learn from my experience. And I feel like you should try to stay with the person who presents a better challenge.
A better
so
challenge.
not the one that's
something
so
harder.
easy.
So
Not
you
the
want
one
the one
that's
that you
always
gotta
there.
fight through 6 of his baby mamas.
No, that's not a good challenge either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like Sparta.
Yeah, that's not good. Try to go for the one who gets along with his baby mom.
Go for the one that's not married.
The one that's not married.
The one that's not
The married guy
married.
probably isn't going to be too long-term.
Go for the one that's not married. Go for the one that don't have 18 baby mamas and 7
If somebody
kids.
who's separated, wait till they get a divorce.
Okay, that's a good idea.
To get really serious.
How can you earn somebody's trust back if you lied to them? Now, let's say you done had they found out you were lying, seeing other people, is how can you make somebody trust you again?
Actions.
Change. You have to change.
You have to change and you have to show it.
I don't think it's a set formula to it. I think it's something I just got it.
Actions speak way louder than words.
If they're willing to work through it with you, though. Because trust is like a hard thing to get and keep.
Right.
And then to try to get it back is even harder.
Because they're going to treat you real shitty at first.
Yes. And the level of insecurity is like, everything you do is like you lying.
Right. And you got to and then you got to humble yourself and not get mad about it and have them long ass late night talks.
Yep.
I think once trust is broken, it's over. You can never get that back.
Never?
Never.
I think you can.
I don't think so.
It's hard. I think it's
very hard.
I just feel like both people have to, look at things different and change and do things differently.
The biggest problem is that once you break somebody's trust, now you don't trust them.
Yeah, because you think it's all about
and then you automatically think like, well, I did this, so he gonna do this.
If he gonna take me back, he gotta be doing some shit after everything I did. And you taking me back. You can't tell me. Now, let's say you're dating somebody. Lee, we'll start with you with this one, right? Somebody else that's in the business, and they could do things that could help your career, like as a producer or another artist or something like that. Would you ask for help?
Me personally, no. Just because I will always been like an independent type of chick.
But being independent is great, but sometimes you do need to say.
I know, and I'm learning that, but it's just like installed in me, and I'm not too comfortable with asking almost like any man for anything. Because
so even asking for help, like, oh, could you, I want to get a track from you. I think you dope, something like this. That could help them too. If you really, believe in yourself and
if it makes sense and I'm like comfortable in a situation with it, then of course. But I wouldn't just walk into a situation like, oh, he's a producer or he do this. Let me make sure I get his number. Let me make sure.
Right, he got that song in that soundtrack. Why he ain't put me on the song? Yeah. What about you, Gigi? If somebody that you're dating, if they could do something to help you, would you ever ask?
Yes.
You would, but I mean, you've been with your boyfriend for a long time,
6 years.
You should be able to ask him for anything.
Yes. A closed mouth don't get fed at the end of the day. And the only answer you're going to get without asking is no. When you do ask, you have the opportunity to get a yes.
Right.
And if you're with somebody and they want the best for you, then they're going to do what they can to help you.
Right.
Actually, you shouldn't have to ask.
That's how I feel to an extent.
But sometimes we assume that people know.
That's
sometimes
true
you do gotta open. If they're not thinking about it. You didn't tell me you needed help.
Well, maybe I can put the hint out there, like,
That's that Philly shit.
But sometimes that's even worse.
Let me drop these breadcrumbs and see if this nigga gonna pick it up.
But sometimes I feel like that's worse because they're like, oh, she want to hint around, and why don't she just ask me?
True.
Yeah, like I said, a closed mouth don't get fed. And if you with somebody,
how comfortable I am with somebody.
If you with somebody and they feel as though, and they know that they can help you, and if they see that you need the help and don't offer, then, and I'm not even saying in business in general. I'm saying in life.
Right.
Like, nigga, you see my nails is busted, then send me to Annie Mae and let me get my shit fixed.
Or what if he just says you need to get a manicure?
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Run that little $10. $10.
$10.
Listen, some girls ain't got it like that.
Steph, what do you think?
And that's a small thing, but I was just using that as an example.
Right.
Well, I've had my foot in this business for a couple years, and I've never asked anybody that I'm involved with for any help, but
I haven't needed it. You haven't needed it.
It should just be a no-brainer.
I feel like with this entertainment business in particular, I feel like when people that are already in this business, when they see that there's potential for you to do well, or a way for them to make money too, they're gonna
they're gonna offer
for you.
Yeah, they're gonna offer.
So I think when you do a good job, you're gonna people are gonna try to put you on.
Right. What if somebody asks you for help?
Ask me for help that I'm dating. It depends. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
See now? What if you're dating an athlete and he want to host some parties or something like that, and he's like, "Yo, Steph, why you hook me up with the promoter?"
If it's an athlete and he's that situation, no problem. I'll hook him up with all the promoters, no problem. But like, if it's like a rapper and he's like, "Yo, can you give Ans my track?"
You wouldn't. Now, see, you could give me somebody's track, but you better listen to it first and see if it's worth
That's good to know, Aunt. I'll keep that in mind.
Make sure you don't give me nothing wet, because don't waste my time.
Really, he should be asking you to give it to Gigi to give it to her boyfriend.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's the real thing.
Being in, like, even having just the following that I have. Like, I've had guys try to like get to know me so that way I could like plug them with things.
Right.
And I think it's kind of corny.
It's transparent.
Yeah, you know. So that's. I mean, I'm not like she said. I can't ask for things because I'm not good with rejection. I'm really bad with rejection. Either. I don't like when people tell me no.
But what if it's something that you think is such a great idea? And you can add, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, hey, can you do this for me?
Hey, I had a great idea. I know you do this and that, and I was thinking.
And that's another. It just depends on the relationship I have with this person. Mm-hmm. Like if I feel like we're cool with each other enough like that. Well, I mean, if we're sleeping together, yeah, probably. I mean, if I see an opening, I would ask, but I don't.
It's got to be the right time.
It has to be, it has to be the right time.
Right before he comes.
Yeah.
What about you, Lee? If a guy is asking you for something?
Like she said, it depends what it is.
Okay, let's say you used to be signed to Dream Chasers. Yeah. Right? Let's say he was like, yo, could you plug me with Meek? You know, I want to do this show in New York. I want to see if I could get him to come through and perform for the family price.
Nah, because I got that before. I was about to say, I'm so many times, and it's just like it depends how it's presented though. Like if it's just like, yo, you think me could come through, but once you start saying like, yeah, you think he gonna come through for this price, or you think it's just like it's kind of like a turn off because it's like, why do you want me? You should go ask him your damn self.
Oh, you know what he should do? If a guy is he should just the most he should do is be like, hey, can you hook me up with whoever books his
can you get a contact on me for me?
Right, and don't whoever books his stuff, can you just hook me up with that person's
But when
info.
you want me to go to him and say, yeah, like, you know,
yo, you
this
can't
dude,
just ask
this
me,
dude I'm messing with, my people's want, for the low. So no, it depends what the favor would be.
What if it's a guy who is another artist and he's like, yo, I want you to hop on this track. You know, I know you putting out the mixtape and the show is coming out. This would be a good time. It'll be a good look for me. You know, I'm a blessed.
You sound just like him. No, that's crazy.
I'm a blessed.
I don't know. I feel like if I'm dating an artist, I feel like we should just click musically already. If not, we probably got a problem. Like if I'm not a fan of your music, I'm 9 times out of 10 probably not even gonna deal with you.
Yeah, can you imagine if you're dating a guy he's great
and he just like corny,
awful.
I would have to tell him. Like, baby, maybe you should try to think about
promoting or something.
You ever
think of making
maybe
beats?
You should try to think about doing something else instead of.
Would you write something for him? Like, why don't I write this for you and see how this sounds?
No. Like, babe, you should just. I don't think like Yeah,
I don't think this
probably
is
not for you.
Right for you.
But what if he's determined? You never know. Like, you love him, everything is great, but his music is trash.
Nope.
I don't think I would get to the point that if I knew the music was trash, I don't think I could get to the point that I was in love with him. Nope.
Like, what is he talking about? All right, that's interesting. What if he told you that he didn't like your music?
I never had that. I never had that.
What if he tried to critique it? Like, this cool, but it kind of sound like, I feel like you should say this, and I kind of don't like how you did that. Would that be weird to you?
You got money for studio time to fix the track?
But you would listen.
You gonna bring a producer through? No, if he was into the entertainment industry in some type of form, then maybe I might take it as constructive criticism.
What if
but
he was just a fan and he's not even in the music business, just as a consumer?
I might take it personal then. We might have like issues after that.
He might be trying to play you.
Yeah, because it's like, when was you thinking about all this? You been thought this?
How can you tell if somebody's using you for your connections though? Because I'm sure there's a lot of... Do you like guys from Philly? Like, do you mostly date or are you like, nah?
I'm trying to get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi?
No shade.
No shade. Philly too.
No shade. No shade. No shade thrown.
I'm trying to like...
But it's good to connect with somebody who's not from where you're from because you can learn so much about them and you learn so much about yourself as well, because when you are with somebody that you grew up in the same area, y'all know all the same places, y'all ate all the same food, y'all know all the same people, y'all been to the same clubs, you know, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like, it gets kind of boring and repetitious. But like for me, for instance, when I was living in Atlanta and I met my guy, he lived here in New York, and we had that much difference about us that it connected us on a different level, because he was able to learn about me and where I was from, and I was able to learn about him and where he was from, and we got to travel and experience each other's, you know, upbringings and, you know, all that type of stuff. So I think that that's just a good, interesting quality, to try to meet people that aren't from where you are.
Yeah,
just branch out, learn some different shit, you know.
You feel like that, Stephanie? Sometimes people using you for connections.
I don't really I've had in the past, like, guys try to, you know what I mean, but I don't really like, I don't really want to deal with somebody. Like, I like to feed off of people, you know what I mean? I want to be able to help you as much as you can help me. If you can't really do anything for me, I'm not really around you, you know? So,
like, what if he wants to go to the Yeezy fashion show and he's like, yo, I know you could get it.
I took my ex to the Yeezy
season. You a sweetheart.
I think it was season 1 or season 2. It was season 2. And he embarrassed me.
I was going to say, how did he act? Because that's a lot of pressure right there.
He couldn't take it.
Yeah, no, he was embarrassed.
What was he doing?
He couldn't take Stephanie.
He started arguing with me in the middle of the room.
No, he didn't.
Because, you know, okay, Yeezy, this is a perfect example to pick up, to bring up. All right, Yeezy, you know, they have the show. A lot of people are in the room when the show is going on. And then they have the green room. You know, that's where everybody, you know, close people, friends, you know, all the celebrities.
The hospitality.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you go drink champagne and there's a little bit of press back there, you know, the green room. So I took him to the green room. You know, we were fine watching the show. Everything was great. But whatever. I bumped into somebody that I knew who's a rapper.
Uh-oh.
And we exchanged numbers, but this is a friend of mine. Like, I know his wife. You know what I mean? Like, we hadn't seen each other in a while. I had changed my number because I was with a psycho. So I gave him my number.
Oh, that's why you changed your number then.
Hell yeah. I changed both my numbers because I was with a psycho.
And so he flipped out in front of everybody?
He started arguing with me in front of everybody. And I swear the whole room stopped. And everybody was just like, get that nigga out of here. Ooh. Like, what are you doing? Wow. And then in the next one, you
bought him again?
No, in the next one, we go to the green room, same thing, season 3, you know, everybody, same crowd. I was pulled to the side by someone who said, hey, you got rid of that problem you had last time? Ooh. So that's how much of an effect I had on the room.
Right.
You know what I mean? That, like, everybody noticed. And I'm talking about, like, a person who I really think highly of and I'm very grateful to have in my life pull me to the side. I was mortified.
Sheesh. Well,
you should have seen the way this person looked at me across the room.
How did you calm him? How did you calm him
when
down?
When it was happening, like,
how did you calm him down?
I left. We had to leave. He was like, he walked out first, and then I was like, all right, bye, everybody, and I left.
All right, call you later.
Oh, so he walked out first.
He walked out first. He made a big show.
He could have got his ass beat.
And it wasn't even a loud argument. We weren't screaming at each other, but you could just.
It's obvious.
That's an intimate setting already.
That's a very,
you know, it's probably the size of this room.
It is the size of this room. It's maybe a little bigger than this room, and there's music on, but people are talking. So it's not a club. It's bright. It's daylight. You know what I mean? Everybody sees it.
Now, here's something interesting. When you date somebody, when you have a boyfriend, do you tell him everything?
No.
Because I have this one friend, and she tells her boyfriend every stupid little thing. A lot of things I think she shouldn't tell him. Like, if a guy tried to talk to her, or if somebody hit her up in her DM, she tells him all of that stuff. And I kind of think sometimes it's unnecessary. Because it's a situation, it brings up situations that can be avoided.
Yes.
Right.
You know.
I agree.
But, Lee, you think you don't tell your boyfriend everything?
No. Because I know he don't tell me everything either.
Right. So it's like a tit for tat.
Not really, not even just tit for tat, but it's like some things are just pointless. A million guys are going to come at just about every girl. So are you going to tell him
about
like, oh yeah, I was in Burger King and the cashier the cashier tried to talk to me. It's like, okay, so
because then if a guy does that to you and tells you every girl that tries to talk to him, you're like, oh, he's trying to make me mad or something. I don't really care.
It's such a big mistake to tell guys when other guys are trying to talk to you. especially a person like me. Like I all right, just perfect example. Another perfect example. I'm in the bed with my boyfriend at the time, and I get a DM from somebody who's famous, right?
Is it somebody popping?
Yes, okay. It is somebody popping. I'm like, this nigga, like, whatever. I've been curving this one for years, blah, blah, blah. You know, just general conversation because we were together and it happened right there.
Right.
Next argument, why you don't go fuck?
Right.
Like, really?
Yep. That's exactly why you don't tell him.
Yeah.
So you can avoid
and
that
when he said that, you should have picked up the phone and been like, all right, hold up.
Yeah, all right, well, let me respond. After all these DMs, let me finally respond.
If y'all in the same place and that particular person come in, then it's like weird tension in the room.
Exactly.
There go your little boyfriend,
And plus, let's just say you did want to talk to him later on down the line.
And then he started thinking like, I knew she was fucking with him the whole time.
No, but it's got to be hard. And so if somebody comes in the room, say y'all out, Gigi, if you're out and somebody you used to date is there, do you tell them?
No. Hell no.
Not if you didn't already.
But wouldn't you want to know if a girl he used to date is somewhere that y'all are at?
No,
because I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, because then you're going to be looking at every little eye contact they making. As soon as something go wrong,
some things are just
snap.
like, if you don't know, it don't hurt you. And there's a lot of things that fall into that category. And I feel like that's a prime example. Like, he knows who he should know about. If it's somebody that he doesn't know about 6 years into our relationship, then I didn't tell him for a reason. Right. So if that person is in the room, I will never tell him. Like,
but what if it comes up and he finds out later?
Then it's like, that wasn't that.
It wasn't that. It wasn't a big significance that I felt like you need to know.
Yeah.
He wasn't that significant.
And then I feel like
I need to tell you. You want to list everybody I was with?
A level of respect that lies there. Like, as long as you don't feel no weird tension, like, this girl across the room, fuck y'all keep making eye contact. But what if there is weird tension?
What if this guy keeps looking? He's like, why does this dude keep looking at me?
Then you might say something like, I used to deal with him back.
I sat on his face.
Whatever. I don't know that nigga.
What if he asked you details? How long did y'all date?
It wasn't even that serious. It's not even worth talking about.
Because it's hard, man. Once you bring something up, people
want to know everything.
They want to know.
I think females be wanting to know more details.
I think guys be doing that same thing.
Yeah, guys be on the same type of time sometimes.
Yeah, they do. They want to know everything. They be like, so how long did y'all date?
And they act like they don't want to know anything.
And then every now and then they ask one more question.
Another random
every 2 weeks out of nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Gathering
slowly
all the information, just holding it.
Stephanie, I know you are on the I don't tell ever. Yeah. So I'm sure if you were somewhere with your man and there was a guy you used to date there, you wouldn't say nothing.
Never.
Steph ain't never telling herself.
What if the guy came up to you and started talking to you?
If the guy came up to me and started talking, it depends on what happens. If the guy came up to me, hey, what's up? We're gonna hug each other. Okay, bye. That's fine. I'm still not gonna say anything. Now, if the guy does something to me as to where I got a spaz on him, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I used to fuck with this cornball, and now
now we both don't fuck with you, me and my man.
Exactly. Otherwise,
that's good. You gotta be aggressive so he could be mad with you. That's good, Steph. I like that.
Yeah, but no, and another thing, I feel like you cause tension in situations when you tell a guy too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
unnecessary tension.
Exactly. Like, let's say you were one of those people like, oh yeah, I fucked A, I fucked B, I fucked Z, you know what I mean? I fucked everybody, right? But when these people come around, it's gonna make your man a little tense, you know what I mean? When you can have a relationship with somebody and be cool with them and see them and be like, hey, what's up? And know that nobody's gonna ever disrespect your man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you fucked with somebody who's disrespectful, then yeah, you should. Like, if you're a girl who is dating a rapper and they have beef with 50 Cent, tell 50 Cent that you slept with this, because he's gonna embarrass you. You know what I'm saying?
He is.
So that's I mean, like, you just, like I say this all the time, you just gotta pick your battles.
Case by case scenario.
Yeah, you just gotta treat everything as it comes. Exactly.
Sheesh. That was a lot right there.
Was it?
Preach, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever forgiven somebody for?
Sleeping with one of my friends.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because I think that's crazy. I think that's out of this world.
I don't know if I can handle that.
I don't know
think
that
I would probably be like locked up
Well, we
somewhere.
was fake ass broken up.
But that's your friend.
She was. Well, I thought she was.
So did y'all beat her up?
Nah,
you and him.
I fought the girl, but he slept with her when I was fucking with somebody else. We broke up. I was cheating on him with somebody, and I ended up going and living with the other guy practically.
But that's still with your friend, right?
And then while I was with the other guy, he was sleeping with my homegirl. He started fucking with one of my friends.
But you forgave him and you stopped being friends with her.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
But I ended up fighting her. We ended up fighting for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know why we were fighting because I didn't know until after we fought that she was
so you
fucking
didn't
with my
know
man.
till after.
Yeah, because I got back with him and she was tight. So she seen me in the club. This was back in those days when the clubs were really good, like Club Home and the After Hour. Remember the After Hour? It was like maybe 6 years ago.
Club Home. I remember Club Home.
Yeah, I remember Club Home and Guest House and those times.
Club Bed.
Remember there was an After Hour in Spy, in Club Spy, whatever.
That was on like 13th Street or something?
Yeah, we were in the After Hour and I was just chilling. I was drunk. I was 5 o'clock in the morning drunk. You know what I mean? And she came up to me and we started fighting. We was in the bathroom fighting.
And you just started fighting.
They didn't let us fight.
They
didn't really let us fight, but we fought. We definitely fought, and we weren't friends. We're friends now. I'm cool with her now.
Oh, damn.
I'm cool.
Because y'all both don't fuck with him, so.
Yeah, but we're not besties, but we're cool.
She still might fuck your man.
You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have friends that you feel like would fuck your man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we friends with people that we feel like that about?
Because you can't put your finger on it and you don't want to accuse.
But you get that feeling,
you get that
like,
feeling that bitch. If
and
I
then you
turn
be
my
like,
back, or
I'm gonna make sure I don't leave them in no type of awkward situation where it can happen.
Because is that really your friend? If that's somebody that you think would potentially fuck your man?
And some bitches are just hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
Like I have not ever in my life slept with someone. Like I find it funny to even sleep with somebody that my homegirl slept with, unless it's a pass around like that.
Yeah.
We speak about that all the time.
Yeah, we pass them around.
Yeah, unless it's like, girl, you got to get that. You know what I mean? And like even a guy who one of my friends just casually slept with. Because what if we get married and then she's in the wedding, and she's my maid of honor, and it's like you got a platter of 2 pussies on your fucking wedding day. Like that's bad, you know. But some girls are just they want to fuck everything.
Right.
And I have friends that.
But I don't know if I could be friends. I don't know if I would want to be
like
friends
that.
with somebody that I think would just fuck anybody.
No,
but you know what? You're right. I
I
do have friends like
but
that.
I don't feel like you find out at first. I feel like you find out
into the friendship. And it's like, damn.
And then it's like,
this
oh
my
shit,
bitch
this bitch
already
is an
damn,
info.
she really just will fuck anything.
And that's where like I used to be a personal assistant, and the guy I used to work for, he used to say, I don't trust anybody unless I know them for 10 years.
But even people you know for 10 years. Because I would say
that's
this.
what he would say.
I know somebody
That's
for
what he would
14
say.
years and that bitch sucked the biggest nut she can find in my
after
back.
the 10 years, you see if you can trust them. Like, whether or not you can, because a person changes so much in a decade. You know, you have, you change, you grow, you change, whether it's for the better or for the worse, it happens.
Right.
So Gigi, you have friends you think would fuck your man?
I have a friend that I know for a fact will fuck my man.
Damn.
Doesn't that make you want to not be around her and cut her off?
It's a sticky situation because she's been in our bedroom before, but we haven't had a threesome. She was there as an assistant.
Okay, so she's
a buffer.
Yeah, the buffer.
Okay.
So, and it's never gotten to the point where they actually had sex. But I feel like if I wasn't around and he tried her, she would definitely be for it.
right. But then you kind of open the door for that in a way.
That's why I can't be mad.
Right.
Prime example. I had a friend that years ago, back when I lived in Philly, I had a friend that I brought her into the bedroom with me and my boyfriend. We had a threesome. And then they started fucking behind my back. And of course I was mad, but I mean, how mad can I really be? Because I opened the door for that.
Right.
Like I started the
He
shit.
probably thinks it's not
Now,
cheating.
I just felt like he should have been more 100 with me because we could have just kept on having threesomes if that was the case.
Right.
But she was
Why
being
you feel like you gotta
grimy.
fuck her behind my back?
He shouldn't even have had her number.
I stopped fucking with both of them. So
And then,
I'm not friends with neither one of them
damn.
at the time. You know, still.
I have a friend. I show her one of my favorite boyfriend sent me a picture, like in his boxers, like his print. And I showed it to her.
Why did you do that?
Well, exactly.
Just being hype.
You gotta learn exactly because he sent it to me while I was with her, and I was just like so excited about this. Girl. Because he's so like, I don't really like dick pics, and I don't really feel like you should ask. I don't ask for them, you know what I'm saying?
Just get them random.
But you know,
sometimes.
Some guys you want it from. You know what I mean?
Very
and
artistic.
He won't send me the dick pic. Like I tried to hint that I wanted so many times, and he just won't send it to me. So this time I was excited because he sent me this picture.
So you showed your
It wasn't a dick pic, but it was a print. Close enough, right?
Yeah, it was nice. So I showed her.
It's very nice.
I showed her, and whatever, moving forward, my other friend was like, girl, I was just talking to this bitch, and she told me that you show her a picture of this and this and that she don't give a fuck. If she got a chance, she would jump on that.
That's just disrespectful.
I was like, Taryn is like, and I know she's a hoe, and she's like, nah, but you know, I know that, I know she really likes him, and you know, I would never tell her, and I will only do it once.
Damn.
Whoa. She's stupid for saying all that. So now can you still be friends with her?
I mean, I've been like kind of moving around in a different direction away from her. You know?
Do she know that you know?
No, she doesn't. But the thing is, my thing is like girls you gotta be careful when you talk about your girlfriends to other girls. You know what I mean? Especially a girl who is in the position that I'm in. You know, girls right now, everybody wants to be my friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you talking bad about me to this girl, and she wants to be on my side so bad
that she went back and told
you. She came back and told me, you know what I mean? So it didn't make me feel like, oh, I want this one closer to me and I'm gonna get this one further.
It made me feel like, let me keep both of them away.
Both of these bitches is bad news.
You coming and telling me all this and that.
Yeah, you know, so I
bitches
just haven't
always
been
want
fucking
what
with
you
either
got.
one.
And then you have to wonder, why would she be comfortable enough to tell her that about you?
Exactly.
That means they had a whole conversation about you.
What y'all was talking about?
I think she only gave you one side of the story.
No, but that's exactly what I said.
So they probably both was plotting.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like I'm a street bitch at the end and the beginning of the day. I'm, you know,
not just the end of the day,
from morning, noon, and night.
Of the day.
Yeah.
I'm a street bitch.
You know, so when you tell a regular girl something like that, she's gonna think, "Wow, this girl is my friend. She's looking out for me." When you tell a real ass bitch something like that, it's like
you already playing
what
the
you was
situation
talking
out.
about.
Right.
That's exactly what I said to her. I was like, "What were y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Y'all
even had this conversation.
Right.
And she started like, like, you know, so like that's something you have to learn, like as a woman in life when you're dealing with
because you should be able to be like, I checked that bitch on the spot,
right?
And I'm telling you, so you know, and you can say it to her. I don't care.
Right. Like Naya, me and Naya, you know, she's one of my best friends, and she chills with a bunch of girls that I don't like. Like she stayed chilling with some bird ass bitch that I don't fuck with. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact that anytime somebody ever says something about me, she checks them, and I've heard it from other people, and I've seen her do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that's a friend. That's my friend. You know what I mean? A person who's gonna come back like, yo, this girl said something.
But don't say nothing. Like don't say I said it.
Like, all right, now I know that
just watch her.
Don't say I said it.
And now I know that she a hoe. And she comparing herself to me. Like, bitch, you can't ever bag the type of dick that I get. You know what I mean? So
you
like,
can't bag these dicks.
Right.
You can't bag these Whole Foods.
She a hoe, but you a hoe. You
These organic dicks, bitch.
Right.
But you a hoe ass friend.
Right.
You at the bodega, I got a Whole Food dick.
So I was like, my reaction, and I was sitting with her, and my reaction, I looked at her, I was like, what the fuck was y'all talking about? And she's like, oh, nah, it just came up in conversation.
So, Lee, you said you also have friends you wouldn't trust around your man.
Yeah, I have a few. But
a few?
A couple. Let me say a couple. I don't know. You just
bitches hoes, yo.
You just get those vibes, and then you hear little stuff. Like I actually heard one of my friends slept with my ex. I don't know how true it is. I never even confronted her. I just like fell back. Like we speak. She don't even know that I even heard this or even think this.
I don't know how you
this.
could not say something.
Because it just was like I already kind of expected it. Because if it wasn't him, I felt like it was going to be somebody else. So what I did was just distance. Because all she going to do is lie anyway. I know the type of person she is. Like, I would never do that. And he this and he that. And then I don't give two fucks about him. So it's like, for real, y'all can have each other. And y'all could go that way and I could just go this way. But it's like, why even ask? Like, I don't even think it would bother me from her point, like her standpoint. Like, I probably would be bothered. But then I think about it, like, I already expected it, so why would I really be bothered by it? Yeah, so it's like, I'm going to just cut her off. Like, fall back. We speak, it ain't, no love lost, but I just can't fuck with you, and I'm not going to ever bring you around nobody else that I'm fucking with.
That's interesting, because I do have a friend that I feel like would do that, and it's only because I know her for a long time. Like, we grew up together. And the only reason that I don't really cut her off completely is because I have known her for a long time, and she has done this twice.
To you?
Yeah, but it was both guys that, like, we were a lot younger. It's when we were younger.
And you weren't serious with the guys?
No, I wasn't really serious. Like, and the guys are the ones that told me. Is that crazy?
I feel like if it's not
that, guys are always gonna tell you. They're always gonna tell you. That's another thing. Girls. The same thing when you talking to guys. Like, you don't know that. Like, if you're fucking with somebody and you know he's fucking with another person, don't talk shit about her. Yeah,
but this
like, don't
thing.
try to hate, because you think you're making yourself look good, but you kind of making him think about the other person more.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Like, damn, she's jealous.
But I feel like
look like a hater.
If you really my friend and you feel like, oh, I know you was dealing with this guy, but it wasn't nothing serious. Like, ask me. Like, would you be mad if I fucked with him? Or, like, then I'm going to tell you how I really feel. Like, oh, no, this one off guards. Or, go ahead, I'm cool.
Because
but I feel like as real friends, if it's that serious, just ask.
The one guy that told me, right, he was somebody that I introduced her to him. I was talking to him, but he wasn't like my boyfriend or anything. Right. And he actually told me that he fucked her, but he was like, yeah, I told her I was going to tell you, and she didn't believe me. Oh. He was like, yeah, I'm going to tell Ange that I hit. And she was like, no, you're not. And he sure did come back and tell me.
Oh, she's awful.
And I stopped dealing with him after that. But, like, I feel like with her, I don't really rock with her like that. But I've known her a long time, and it was a long time ago. So I just be on some
like,
polite.
Whatever.
I just feel like if you could fuck your friend man, that I never was really friends, because it's so much dick out here. It's like you had to have that one.
This dick everywhere. We be dodging dicks.
But it's like, listen, it don't even be to the
dick
fact
is
that they
everywhere,
want him.
like Pokemon Go.
It's not even that they want him. They want what he does for you. The love that they see that he gives you, the things that he see that he does for you, the gifts, the way he move you around, the way y'all living. They feel as though my pussy's so good that if I give him something, then he gonna cut that bitch off and do the same thing for me. Right. And that's why they go and fuck him. And bitch, your pussy was trash.
Yeah, it's true. And that's
Outback Boogie.
Like, I don't want to talk about how good my pussy is on this show anymore, because I know people are tired of hearing me talk about how good my pussy is on this show.
Tell us about it.
But I know, like, every time a girl tells somebody that I'm fucking, every time they talk shit about me, the guy runs and tells me. Because he always gonna tell me, because he always gonna come back.
Right.
You know what I mean? He still wants to taste this. He still wants it. You know what I mean? Like, you hating on me, he just gonna, it's just pushing him to call me an extra time.
He's hungry and I'm still gonna feed him.
Exactly. Like, even recently, I had a guy that I'm dating, a guy I'm fucking with, he had a girl tell him that I was saying that he was paying my bills or something like that. Mm-hmm. And please, everybody know how proud I am that I pay my own bills. This is an accomplishment for me.
You be like, girl, I be struggling, but I'm paying I paid it.
Yes. You know what I mean? So, he ran back and told me, because he knows the person that I am. He and I have a relationship. Like, we're not in a serious relationship.
But y'all talk. He know what's up.
Talk. We don't just fuck each other and then keep it moving. So he knows the type of person I am. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm very proud.
Really do look at you crazy when you talk crazy about another chick.
Exactly.
Because it do make it seem like you feel a little insecure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she whack.
And all you're doing is letting, because he's going to tell the girl. So you're showing that you care about this girl. You thinking about her. You talking about her. She's relevant to you.
Right.
The worst is when girls be like, oh, everything on her is fake. She bought that.
Exactly.
She
like,
and it really make it seem like you hating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her hair ain't naturally blue.
No, but that's why I went. Like, I'm fucking with somebody who's popular, who's a popular person, and I know he be sleeping with other girls. He tries to act like he doesn't, but I be knowing. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I hear about things here and there, but I will not ever mention it to him one time because you ain't my man.
Right. Well, how and I don't want you asking me nothing.
Yeah, and I don't want you to think that I'm hating on any of those bitches because no matter who it is, whether she's extremely rich, has the fattest ass, her pussy ain't gonna be better than mine.
How about the friend that like bring you everything? Like, oh yeah, I seen him.
Oh God,
yeah, that's the worst.
I just so happened to be on Instagram and I seen him comment on.
Let me tell you something.
You was looking for
one thing for certain, two things for sure. Do not check for my nigga. Especially if I'm not checking for my nigga.
Right, and then like you, and
don't
then they bring you something like they got the same, like y'all about to have a conversation.
Don't go doing your investigating, your CSI. Yes. You know, don't be.
Now I'll say two things about that. Number one, yes, I had to tell somebody one time, stop telling me stuff about my ex because I don't want to hear it anymore. But the other thing is, sometimes people feel like, well, you might be mad if they know something and didn't tell you.
But it's how you do it. Like it's like when I got like a friend who
they feel
comes
is important
all the time, like, oh well, I was just on my Instagram scrolling and I saw such and such comment on such and such picture. Okay. And it's like, why do you follow him for one? And how did you see this? You was going through the comments. It's just like too much.
This nigga's comments?
Now, if you see you out and you see
him with another bitch, that's
then you supposed to call me. But the whole Instagram, the social media stuff,
somebody put some heart eye emojis under his.
And then when it's frequent, it's like, why do you know all this information about him? Why do you know stuff that I don't know? I'm supposed to do the snooping.
So it seemed like they just really trying to hate on your situation.
Yeah, or they want it, or they want him. I feel like they want him
more than you are.
Yeah, I feel like they want the situation.
Okay.
I feel like my friends, they're so like careful with me, like they don't even do it no more. Like my homegirl, she used to be like, oh, screenshotting things and like. And every time, like, bitch, don't send me that. Because I'm a spaz. Like, I go from, hey, girl, what? You know what I mean? So, you know, I feel like my friends are so, like, and only, like, a handful of people know my personal business. You know what I mean? Because you got to be careful. These bitches be bored. You working, you busy. You know what I mean? You doing everything you have to do. And these bitches is bored. They checking for their life. Yes. Their life is a little boring. So now they start checking on your life.
Yep.
All right, well, I know Lee Mazin is here because she has a lot of press to do for Sisterhood of Hip-hop, so we do got to let you go.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
But how was the experience being on the show, just so...
It was dope. I had to get used to it at first, but after a while, you forget, like, the cameras is even there.
You used to being around guys all the time, too.
Yeah, my whole team is... I don't deal with too many girls because of what we was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
bitch, man. Messy.
Yep. So my whole team is almost all guys, like 90% guys.
And you and Meek are still cool, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna like post in support of the show? I know he's big on posting the support.
I mean, I don't know. We had to wait and see.
Would you ask him like, hey, could you post this? Mm-mm. Damn, you gotta start stepping up and asking for stuff. That's somebody that you used to be signed to his label. He wants to see you.
I kind of feel like it's one of them situations, like you said, like that's something I feel like shouldn't have to be asked. Honestly.
Now you should ask because these rappers, they ask everybody to post.
Right, they do.
Everybody.
I'm not gonna lie, because people like Khaled will ask. Khaled would be like, "Yo, post this." Yep. Like sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta put aside your pride.
I don't know. I guess
it's a pride thing.
I guess probably is a pride thing. But
you gotta
I feel
put aside your pride.
I feel like all the people that I got relationships with in the industry, like I didn't have to ask them. Not one person. I can't name one person that I feel like I got a dope bond with that I had to ask.
But sometimes people don't even be paying attention to what's going on and they don't know. And you gotta be like,
what I do, I may do something like a mass text, like you know,
and then when he don't post it, then you know.
Or I'll do something like a mass text, like send to everybody and say not a group message, but like one by one, like you know, this show coming on tonight with the picture, and then see what follow ups from there. Because I get those same type of messages. Like we don't see everything, and if somebody hit me up like, oh, I just dropped this, then I'll be like, oh, I ain't know she dropped this, or I ain't know you dropped this. Let me throw it up.
Point it out.
It's self-explanatory.
And you know what else? It helps if you give them just what to write, so they could just cut and paste it.
Right.
So you don't got to come up with the whole thing. Find a hashtag. Find the at.
Right.
Just be like, hey, if you could just copy and paste this, you know, I'd appreciate it. If not, cool.
Right.
You know, still love, but it would be nice.
So we'll see.
I'm just trying to say, sometimes we gotta stop acting like we don't want to, you know, ask for things.
You're absolutely right.
She gonna be hitting me like, girl, so yeah, I need you to come out. No, but listen, I have no problem with it. So
Well, you already posted the show, so.
Yeah, I posted it already.
Yeah.
I put myself in there.
I saw it. I was so confused because I saw like a couple people doing it at first, and I'm like, how are they getting in this picture?
Oxygen did that for me.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, well, we appreciate you so much for stopping through. We will be watching. You know, I like Sisterhood of Hip-hop. We actually been on that show on the Breakfast Club.
We're actually watching it all together.
Maybe we can get lip service on there one time. You know what I'm saying?
We could.
Right,
They love that.
Come up here and talk about your pussy.
Yeah, so I'll see you later at the house. We're going to have a little watch party at the house tonight.
Appreciate you.